Hello, brother, and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the Storm Collectibles Hollywood Hulk Hogan. So yes, here we have Hulk Hogan from Storm Collectibles, which is a fairly newish company. At least I hadn't heard about them until maybe last year or something. And this is their first 6-inch scale wrestling figure, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And he is really cool, and since Mattel isn't currently able to make Hulk Hogan stuff because of the whole racism thing, this may be our only opportunity to get a good Hulk Hogan in the scale, and he is quite cool. Certainly worth picking up if you are into wrestling and Hulk Hogan kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, sculpt, paint, details, all those sorts of things. Brother.
Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison. Of course, here we have Hulk Hogan. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Cosmic Armor Iron Man and 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. Hogan is closer to 7-inch scale, so he's a bit taller than Marvel Legend, and of course, much bigger than a 3 3/4-inch scale figure. And here he is compared to another WWE Elite type figure, so you can see that he is in scale with those, so that's good. Now, let's get everything else out of here and just look at Hogan. Moving on to our 360 spin, as you can see, Hogan is bare-chested, and he's got some nice musculature and stuff sculpted in there. He's got some nipples painted on if you want some of those. He's got little white wristbands, and he's got black fingerless gloves. Down around the tights, he does have a noticeable gap in between the waist and the tights, which is a bit unfortunate. And on his black tights, he has some Hollywood decals with the lightning on them. The black on the decals doesn't quite match the matte black of the tights, so that's a bit unfortunate. Then he's got some rubber knee pads with white outlining on them. And then he's got really nice glossy boots with his Hollywood logos and pictures of his face and the blue flames and stuff. All that looks really cool. So all in all, for the most part, I think he looks really good. Just some minor complaints, but certainly nothing to keep you from wanting to get him. Now let's go ahead and zoom in on his head sculpt. Head sculpt wise, I think it's damn good. It may be one of the best head sculpts I've seen in this scale ever. It's very realistic. It looks like Hulk Hogan pretty much down to the smallest sort of details. You can certainly tell that that's who it's supposed to be. The skin tones are painted really nicely. He's got his 5 o'clock shadow beard painted really nicely. All his hair detail and stuff is really good. I just don't even really see anything to complain about, really. He looks like Hulk Hogan. The only thing I could really say is that I wish he had 2 heads, so he could have one that wasn't all gritted teeth, but whatever, that's perfectly fine. Now let's go ahead and zoom out and look at some articulation. Articulation-wise, Hogan is really good, certainly better than WWE Elite type stuff. He's got a ball peg in the head, so that goes forward and back, side to side, pivots, all that kind of stuff. Ball joint shoulders go in and out, forward and back. He's got a butterfly joint, which is cool. Bicep cut, double joint elbows, wrist hinge and rotation. He's got a nice abdominal ball peg, and one in the waist as well, so you can get full range of motion in the chest area. Hips go in and out, forward and back, rotate around on the joint. Double joint knees, slightly hindered by the knee pad. And then hinge, pivoting, rotation, everything in the ankles, and a little toe joint. So you should be able to get him into most wrestling poses that you want, I believe. Like I said, you can certainly get him into much better poses than you can the normal WWE Elite stuff. Now let's go ahead and move on to some accessories. Accessories-wise, he does come with quite a bit of stuff. You get 2 sets of hands, you get 1 set of fist hands, and 1 set of open grasping sort of hands. He doesn't actually come with anything to hold, but you could use it for a title if you happen to have one lying around, or for the air guitar sort of thing, or grappling sort of stuff. You know, multiple uses for things like that. And then you get your wearable stuff. He has this silver cross necklace, minimal detailing, but it's fine for what it is. He has a nice cloth shirt with the Hollywood Rules logo printed on the front of it, and then it's got little slits down the back like Hogan shirts generally do. You could tear it in half if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it. Then you get his bandana and sunglasses. The bandana's a rubber piece, but it fits on his head pretty well. And you kind of have to fidget with the sunglasses to get them in just the right position, but they generally stay there once you get them where you want them at. Then you get his belt, which is incredibly useful for covering up the gap between the tights and the torso, like I mentioned earlier. And that fastens in the front. You just kind of snap that onto him. And lastly, you get his boas, which you get 2. You get a black one and a white one, and they shed feathers like crazy, so I'm not going to use them because they'll be just down to nothing and I'll have feathers everywhere. But they do look cool, although they are a bit over the top. But that's kind of what they're supposed to be. And you also get a foot peg stand, which is nice. He doesn't need it to stand up, but you can use it if you want a little bit of extra stability. Certainly a cool thing to have. That wraps it up for Hogan and all of his accessories. Let's move on to the packaging. And packaging-wise, you get a pretty standard windowed box. Looks pretty nice. Big window for the figure. Ringside exclusive logo. Picture of the figure down there at the bottom. Hollywood Hogan Storm Collectibles. And on the back, you get some pictures of poses for the figures and your just little warning labels and stuff like that. As is generally the case, these are good for in or out of package displays. So yeah, Hulk Hogan.
Alright, that wraps it up for Hulk Hogan. So until next time, goodbye, brother. I'm not going to tear this shirt. I want to wear it, but I could, maybe. I don't know.